Question 1. The 7 stages of sport development. The CEBL, or Canadian Elite Basketball League, was most associated with Stage 4, or the commercialization sector. The CEBL has expanded quickly with multiple teams across Canada and partnerships with major broadcasters, as well as a largely growing fan base and media profile, including different streaming platforms. Players are being paid in this league, and the league is professionally run, but it is not a widely embedded league such as the NHL or NBA in Canada. Due to this, it is still building its brand equity, which is why it's in the commercialization stage and not maybe stage 5, the professionalization stage. The PWHL, or Professional Women's Hockey League, is most associated with stage 3, which is the strategic development stage. The league is in its early years still, but has a large backing and fan base, as well as a strong strategic foundation. However, it's still building a media presence and market presence and is continuing to expand, which is why it's still in the strategic development stage, but it's approaching the commercialization stage. Finally is the CANPL, or Canadian Premier League. I identified this as in stage 4 commercialization, however, you could argue that it's stage 5 professionalism. The league has professional teams across Canada and provides domestic players different opportunities, helping Canada's playing talent in soccer. It also has different media partnerships, and clubs are fully professional, and the league is playing a large role in Canada's involvement in the 2026 World Cup. This is why I put it in the commercialization sector, but it can also be a bit professionalism sector in stage 5. Question 2. Sports managers may find it difficult managing in the fishbowl, as they have to face constant scrutiny, as every single part that they do in playing the team's decisions is instantly put on the internet where fans can engage in this material. Not every fan is going to believe in every decision that the team makes, and such that there is one bad statement that a club or press quote can shift the public sentiment towards a team, and it can also impact sponsor loyalty. An example of this is when the Seattle Sounders players protested FIFA prize distribution in June 2025 at the Club World Cup, and club managers couldn't handle it privately. It then became global news within hours, and it became a corporate HR issue. Another area that sports managers may find difficult is with regards as athletes as business assets. This is difficult as you can't manage athletes like you could a regular employee due to the fact that some athletes are potentially richer than the GMs or the higher ups, and they carry a lot of respect and fame beyond the sport itself. On top of this is the asset volatility, where something such as an injury, a player's form, if they're doing well or not, could dictate a player assets from millions of dollars to nothing instantly. An example of this was in June when the NCAA settlement caused budget chaos. Sports managers at schools such as Texas A&M and Virginia Tech had to cut certain sports teams to afford to pay other athletes, which caused accidents. The third part that sports managers may have difficulty would be in terms of the sport entertainment cocktail. This can become difficult as it may be seen as an over-commercialization pressure, with too much focus on entertainment rather than the sport itself, which can cheapen the sport and upset pursuits. An example of this was the enhanced games, which was an idea that prioritized spectacle over ethics, which would allow performance-enhancing drugs in swimming aquatics. Question 3. As a sport manager in a community sports setting, there would be a couple things I would do to ensure there's recruitment and volunteering. The first thing would be strategic volunteer recruitment. This would include identifying volunteer-specific needs and then diversifying my recruitment channels through potential local schools and universities and potentially social media where it might be easier to reach bigger targets, as well as sending a targeted messaging about what I'm looking to do and the benefits of volunteering with the organization. From here, I would engage in volunteer onboarding and training and make sure it's a structured onboarding and role-specific training that the volunteer would take part in. From here, there would be an engagement in volunteer retention strategies such as recognition and appreciation of certain skills, as well as providing growth opportunities and fostering a positive volunteer culture in the organization. On top of all of this, there would be continued communication and support, as well as offering flexible scheduling to meet the needs of potential students or people volunteering, as well as a continued evaluation and continuous improvement strategy, such as monitoring the engagement and satisfaction of volunteers and the public's opinion. Question 4. The Beijing 2022 Winter Olympics face different narratives depending on which country. The U.S. broadcasters, being NBC as the primary U.S. Olympic broadcaster, frequently emphasized the diplomatic boycott of the Beijing Games due to China's treatment and suppression of civil liberties in Hong Kong, among other human rights. During the opening ceremony, NBC inserted critical commentary about China's political system and human rights. This framed the Games not merely as a sporting event, but as a moral battleground appealing to Western audiences. The overall effect of this was the political narrative served dual purposes, contextualizing the boycott and bolstering interest in the Games by presenting U.S. athletes as competing not just in sport, but overall human values. On the other side of this, you have the Chinese state broadcasters. The Chinese state media portrayed the Games as a celebration of national achievement and international recognition in China. Coverage was steeped in nationalism, focusing on China's technological prowess in hosting a greener Olympic Games than previously thought, and as well as giving extensive attention to Chinese medal contenders and winners in those games. The effect of this included coverage promoting national unity and deflected international criticism by reframing the Olympic Games as a peaceful, inclusive event that highlighted China's intended global leadership. Question 5. I'll be briefly analyzing how Real Madrid, the football club, holds a competitive edge in the sporting industry using the RBV, or resource-based view. It focuses on the key attributes of valuable, rare, inimitable, and organized, often referred to as the VRIO framework. First, Real Madrid's resources are valuable. Their famed youth academies have produced world-class talent, giving the club a steady pipeline of skilled players and reducing the need for expensive transfers in the future. As well, Real Madrid has a very rare system. Few clubs in the football world can develop a top talent internally while maintaining a clear and consistent playing style, something that has defined Real Madrid as a strong powerhouse in Europe for years and years. Third is its ability as being inimitable. While other clubs start to try and copy Real Madrid's style of recruitment and their coaching styles, its deeper rooted club culture and structure isn't something that can be easily replicated. Finally is Real Madrid's ability to be organized to fully leverage these advantages. Its overall global branding, as well as youth development and overall footballing philosophy, are also supported and continue to be supported by strong internal systems in the Real Madrid organization itself. HR is crucial in this step, though. It recruits and develops coaches, scouts, analysts, and ensures the club's values and styles are passed down through generations to be continued. HR also shapes the club's culture, supports succession planning, and aligns everyone with the club's mission of being more than just a football club for winning, but overall success globally.